I didn't record this week. So yeah, I dropped the ball this week, but I wanted to grow from that. So like, I wanted to learn like, okay, well, what was going on? Why was this happening? Well, I can be thinking, okay, here's a problem. Look at all the solutions that we can bring to this problem, and look at the solutions we can bring within the problems of this problem. And it's really just all how you see it. I mean, perspective is reality. It's however you see, this side of the picture is how you're going to interpret the whole thing. So you can either interpret something that's really bad and make the whole situation bad, making you have a bad experience, or you can look at this in a good situation, see it in a good light, and think about it as in, okay, well, I can grow from this, or I can work with this, and I can make this work. Like, I mean, if we're constantly thinking like that this is going to be going wrong, this is going to be happening, this is going to fail, then we're never going to get anywhere. We're always going to be analyzing the next step and not doing and not moving forward. We're thinking about the problems that will come every time we take that step, when really we just have to start making a path and figuring it out as we go. It was really hard for me to realize that, I was so frozen in fear of all the mistakes that could happen. I didn't see it as, well, what opportunities can come with this? How can you do this? How can you make this happen? And I want to start living like that, and it takes a lot of like reprocessing. Like, you have to retrain your brain and retrain yourself in the way you think, and it's not easy. It takes a lot of like step by step by step. A lot of people see the whole staircase, and not a lot of people see the steps that build that staircase, because you can't get to the top of something if you never even made the bottom of it. So I want to start building on that. Like, I see what is possible, what can be possible. Now, how do I work these little steps in order to make it happen? So I'm going to be doing better, and I want to put my best foot forward in everything that I do here. So I want you to see that, and I want you to see this as like a changing moment. I feel like as if in the past I was trying to just create content, like quality content, like how can I bring quality content here, when really I just want to document, and I want you to see the progress. I want you to see everything that happens in order to make the great show that you're showing the world. Because and I found this a lot in football, right? Like, people see the end game, right? The final showdown of the two teams, but they don't see the hours of practice people put into that sport in order to get to the point where they are at in that point in time of their lives. Like, they don't see the hours in the weight room that they spend lifting weights. They don't see the hours of practice that they put in. They don't see the hours of planning and concentration for the actual plays. Like, they don't understand that there's so much more that goes into it. And I feel like that's why a lot of people fail. It goes back to that people are seeing the big staircase and they're not seeing the steps. Because once you see it as, okay, I can accomplish these steps now, rather than, oh, there's these steps ahead that I don't know how I'm going to accomplish, it like psychs you out. So I want to get into the process of, okay, I can figure out these first 5 steps without a problem. The next 5 steps, I have no idea what I'm doing, but we'll figure out when we get there. Because right now, if I concentrate on those 5 steps that are coming up, I won't be able to worry about these 5 steps ahead of me, like these 5 steps that are in front of me right here. It's all about concentrating on the now, being in the here, and understanding what it is that you can figure out today. I don't feel like I was living like that, like I was so scared of the next 10 steps rather than the next 5 steps, and I kind of dropped the ball. But I've analyzed that, and this is all about self-growth and positivity and going through life. So I want you to see this part as well. This is a good learning moment. Like, this is a good way to see, like, oh, okay, I just did this wrong completely. How do I grow from this? Learn from it, grow from it, and move from it. That's it. That's all you can do with mistakes. We can regret it, but it's not going to change anything. If we learn from it, grow from it, and move on from it, then we can learn how to enhance who we are as human beings, learn how we can improve ourselves. And I feel like that's something that we don't have. Well, a lot of people do have that, but when it comes to like certain topics, you know, like sometimes a lot of people don't put it in their day-to-day life, and I feel like I'm one of those people who don't do that, you know, like I've always just like went with things, and I'm trying to evolve, and I'm trying to make myself better. I don't want to stay at the same place and be the same person for the next 15 years of my life, 5 years of my life, 2 years of my life. I don't even want to be the same person that I was yesterday. You know, like I want to constantly be growing. How can I improve myself today to make a better tomorrow for myself? And that's how I see it. That's how I want to do it. That's how we should all do it. Let's all move forward and challenge ourselves every single day. How can I become better today than I was yesterday? And that's the funnest thing we can think of doing right now. Because if you think about it, right, like you go into the weight room. Okay, I lifted, 200 pounds 10 times. Cool, let's go for 11 times. Or you go into, the studio to make something, create. Like, okay, I was able to create, this beautiful painting. I wonder if I can make it bigger. Or I wonder if I can, change something on it and make it even better. Literally anything. I want to be able to say I did something today and then tomorrow I was able to improve it. Step by step. Let's build these rocks. Let's build this foundation together. A lot of people are worrying about building the whole house when they haven't even started their foundation or laid down anything that, is solid for them to build on. So that's what I want to concentrate now. Let's build this foundation, let's grow, and let's continue to improve. I know I said it last week and I didn't do it, but with this learning experience, let's do it this week. Execution is the game plan this week, so I will be recording from the time I wake up until I go to bed. You will see it, and I obviously will edit it, but I will get it on camera, and this is my promise. I will do it. I will execute, because in order for us to change our lives, we must do executions. Because ideas are great, but if you don't execute them, then you're not making a difference. You're not doing anything. So I've sat back, I've watched, I've panicked, and now it's time to execute. Now it's time to grow. Now it's time to go and move and go forward. And let's get to it. Alrighty guys, as always, stay beautiful, stay wonderful, and remember, we will learn together, we will grow together, we will accomplish together, and we'll become unstoppable, no matter what. Thank you.